So Charlie, what's going on right now in the Greenwich market? Is it a good time to sell?
Well, I don't know when our viewer will be watching the video. So I think the first thing I'm going to answer the question clearly, but our market reports are probably the best place to, as time goes on, to gauge that. So I think we've got at least pieces of it up on Instagram. The whole video is usually on YouTube and probably Facebook and wherever else you're looking online. So definitely reference those if you're listening to this and you're wondering the actual current moment.
He's answering for February 2025 for everyone listening.
So, I mean, right now, definitely. I mean, clearly the inventory is low. It's a good environment for a seller. It's trickier than ever. I think that's the funny part about it. I feel like in a weird way, there are all these new challenges that we're dealing with because of the way that the market is and because of and how that plays out with how the buyers act and, how we have to execute the marketing. In the past, we would have a little bit more time. Today, we're preparing everything before the home ever hits the market because we don't know if how long that home will stay on. So we really need to sort of get it all out really fast rather than try and spread it over time. So we keep drawing the people in. The biggest thing for a seller right now is, just pricing it appropriately, having a strategy, not expecting that, you've heard all these stories of your neighbors getting, tons of offers and way over asking. That's possible. That's a strategy. That's an approach. That's how you go about executing the listing, to get that, so be aware of that and not overpricing is not the way to do that. And, but besides that, I mean, a good competent realtor in this particular market, it's good. It's a good environment. It's a good ground to sow your seeds in.
Right now it's February. Would you say that thought process and whether or not it's a good time to sell applies year round, or does it change season to season?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's changing every moment, call it every week or every month. You would be in the price bracket too. I mean, we're not even considering what price is the home at, or what price are you intending to list it at, has a real factor in the whole marketing plan and strategy as well.
The lower the price bracket, the faster things move, would you say?
Yeah. I'd say generally that's it's not completely perfect, but yes, usually lower price market moves quicker. Higher price market and it depends on the town. Take Greenwich. We just there are homes in the tens of millions here, so it's relative.
A $2 million house here in Greenwich is normal. Probably in the fast segment of the market, you take that $2 million to Stanford. Now you're in the upper end of the range for the town, and it moves. So it depends where you are, is what I'm trying to say. And then you asked me specifically about the timing of the year. Yes, I mean definitely there are times of the year you probably don't want to list, or I certainly wouldn't recommend listing, especially at higher price points. And but it comes down to looking at what's happening in the market at that moment. And it also comes down to the seller's unique situation. There's an ideal of what we can tell you the best time to market and sell your house is. And it's not always spring, by the way. I know everybody thinks that, and that's kind of common, and it was probably a good answer, but not always the right answer in certain scenarios. And the other thing is, what is your unique situation? You have to take that into account. We could say this is the perfect time to sell, but what if you're moving somewhere and you need to get your kids in school that summer? You need to be closed on that home so your kids can get into the new school system. Well, selling at the end of the spring season, which in theory would be the ideal, isn't necessarily applicable because you wouldn't necessarily have enough time to then close, then find your next house, assuming you had to, and all of that. So maybe that scenario is different. Maybe you're holding a property and it's actually costing you money to hold it because you've already moved, or because you've inherited that property and it's eating away at the estate. So there are just so many factors to consider here that you really can't have a blanket statement. But if you were to step back and go, hey, in the perfect world, if everything lined up, how would you do it? Probably the springtime. I think everybody knows that. But there are certainly other opportunities. And again, it depends on the price bracket. But in reality, it's dictated by life circumstances.
It's dictated. People. It's dictated by so many different things. It's more than the the ideal market cycle. There's a lot more at play.
That makes sense
for most sellers.